All right, welcome to our latest Hoopscast. We are here in Austin, Texas, and we're going to be staying in Texas for a while because Florida, with the win tonight, obviously over Minnesota, will be heading to, to Arlington and tomorrow and stay out there for the whole week, as will the basketball team. Florida's team is not coming back, so if you want to meet them at the airport, it's not going to do you any good. Obviously tonight, Florida played a great first half. Kevin, I mean, just hitting on all cylinders, and, I was joking with Mark Wise. I said, is that the best first half you've seen them play offensively? He said, Arizona was pretty close. And then it almost looked like the same thing was going to happen as happened in Arizona as Minnesota stormed back and cut the lead to 7.
Yeah, they started out 1 of 6 from the field. They had 4 turnovers, got a little shaky there. But give them credit for regrouping. Minnesota cut the lead to 7. Austin Hollins had a putback. All of a sudden you're thinking, my God, could they let this kind of a lead slip away?
Yeah.
But Florida really regrouped. I thought a big key was when Eric Murphy got the 4th foul, Willie came into the game, kind of looked like his old self, was really being disruptive. He got to the free throw line. He was only 5 of 9, but he got there. He got other guys, Mbakwe, in foul trouble. And I thought he was really terrific down the stretch and really helped the Gators restabilize, as obviously Mike Rosario and Scotty Wilbekin with the back-to-back threes as well.
Well, it's funny you say that because right when Murphy got the 4th foul, I said, Will Uget has to play really well the last 11 minutes, and that's exactly what he did. And Rosario, obviously, with the 25 points after getting benched 2 nights earlier, pretty amazing. But I thought Scotty Wilbekin, and I'm going to write about this in my back 9 column, kind of took over that game. And, when they lost to Ole Miss, part of the problem was that Scotty got dribble happy. Yeah. In this game, he really did a great job at distributing. He found Rosario for a lot of those open threes that he took. But I thought, to me, Scotty Wilbekin might have been the MVP of this game, even though Rosario had the 25.
Yeah, and he had 6 assists, 12 points, was really good late in the game against pressure, made some free throws down the stretch, which is really important, and Florida as a team did a fairly good job, 26 of 36. I looked it up. I think there were 28 foul calls in the second half, which is unbelievable, both teams. I mean, it was even, but it really disrupted the flow of the game, and Scotty did a good job kind of keeping Florida on pace, on tempo late in that game with all those fouls being called.
Yeah, and I tell you, Florida fans have nothing to complain about. They got some breaks in this game in terms of around the basket, especially. Didn't get a lot of calls, and I know that Minnesota probably wasn't real happy about some of them. But that's, those work against you, and they can work for you. You got to play around it. But yeah, I thought, the bench really helped. Prather, again, had another nice day. And, people talk about, well, they didn't get enough out of it. You're not looking to get that much. You're looking to get minutes and rebounds, and if you get points out of those kind of guys, that's great as well. But now they move on, and it's Florida Gulf Coast. I'm sure everybody had them in their bracket going to the Sweet 16.
The first 15 seed ever to make a Sweet 16, and what it says about the state of, basketball in the state of Florida with the Miami Heat going, Miami Hurricanes right now leading in the second half. You could have 3 teams from the state of Florida in the Sweet 16 and 2 squaring off against each other. Really a remarkable run. Andy Enfeld has done just a fabulous job there, former FSU assistant with that program.
And he said that he actually tried to scrimmage Florida in the preseason, and they couldn't work it out. But that would have been a fun one to watch, and we wouldn't have known anything at the time. But it's going to be an interesting game, certainly. They're riding a great wave of emotion, and certainly with some big wins. But, again, Florida's got the experience. Billy winning his 30th NCAA game. I don't know if that's not bad. Yep. And for these players, what is it, 11 for Murphy and Boynton, 11 NCAA games they played in. So I think that gives them a little bit of an edge there. Yeah,
and first time in school history that you've been to 3 straight Sweet 16s. And, Billy a little emotional. This is a very special group. He said it's a group that really works hard, to kind of please them. I mean, they have their moments, they have their ups and downs with consistency. But he thinks this is a really hard-working group. And, coming off this 2 NIT years, now you're talking about 4 years straight in the NCAA tournament, 3 straight years at least reaching the Sweet 16. Billy's got this program in a really nice place right now, and fans should definitely appreciate that.
One thing I talked about with some people out here, because I was going to write a column if they did not win this game, was that I didn't know if this team had an edge to it. Maybe Mike Rosario is that edge. And he talked about it. He wasn't on edge on Friday. He was on edge tonight, and you saw how well he played.
That's the thing. He needs to bring that edge consistently. I think that's kind of the key. He needs to bring it all the time, and Billy alluded to that sometimes he doesn't have that edge and that focus. And I thought Patrick Young played very physical tonight. I thought he played physical. Patrick had 7 rebounds, really did a good job, I thought, in Mbakwe from keeping him from being a factor. Mbakwe only had 6 rebounds. That was a big physical matchup. And then, of course, Florida was really good in the press throughout the game, was very disruptive, caused some turnovers, a little shaky against the press on the other end. That's something that they might need to work on going forward.
Yeah, And by the way, Andre Hollins was just ridiculous. I think if he hadn't gotten foul trouble, I'm not sure how that game would have turned out. But he just didn't seem like he was going to miss. But going back to Scotty, that three he made from the corner was the shot of the game, because that's a 7-point game. If he misses that, rattles out, guess what? They're going down the other one with a chance to cut it to 5 or 4. Who knows what would have happened? But at any rate, Florida with a win over Minnesota. Billy beats Tubby Smith, which he didn't really think that was a storyline, but I did. And they move on to Dallas. So we'll see you from there very soon. Actually, tomorrow we'll be out there. Until next time we talk to you, Kevin Brockway, Pat Dooley of the Gainesville Sun. So long from Austin, Texas.
And we're